Hi, my name's Jeanine Borree, and I'm a painter in Taos, and I'm going to be on the studio tour. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I got here. For about 30 years, I lived in the Puget Sound of Washington State, and the island I lived on in the middle of this water, in the middle of the gray sky, had a heavy forest, and so things were really dark, and my painting reflected that. This is a painting I did while I lived in Washington State, and it's a fine painting. And in fact, some people want to buy it when they come in the studio tour, and I say, no, this is what I'm doing now. But you can see it's dark. There's only a little lighter color right here. The other thing to notice is that it's very detailed. At that time, I thought paintings had to be realistic, and I had to draw really well, and it made me really stressed. So when I moved here, the land is open. The sky has clouds that track across it. The light is certainly different than what I experienced up on the forest. And so that has affected how I paint. And so this is a painting that I did. And living here, New Mexico is completely different colors than Washington State. And so I've been able to use colors that are almost unrealistic. The reds and the yellows, and then the water that's this neon blue green. And I was really stuck in the dark before I moved here. You can see that it's taller than I am. And why do I paint so big? I love doing the big sweeps with my arm. Here I can relax, just use my whole self to do this. However, not everybody wants a big painting in their life, and I do smaller paintings. And this is one that I did with the casitas at the Wurlitzer Foundation here in town. So I wanted to tell you how my painting has changed in the last 40 years. I didn't go to art school. I have been teaching myself by reading books and studying artists. And the big change I did make was moving to New Mexico. This painting, because it's kind of vague, and so it allows people to put something of themselves in this painting. They can sit in their living room and wonder what it would be like to walk over this hill into those blue mountains. And then perhaps, what's that yellow light right there? It's the only light in that whole mountain. And that's one of the things that I delight in, being able to paint this way. I do these large shapes, and I'm really happy doing it. So I want to talk about why I like the studio tour, and actually I love parts of it. This will be my 22nd year doing studio tours, and so I must be getting something out of it. One thing I really love to do is share my work. I stay at home and paint, and even though I may enjoy the work, it's great to share it with people and to have conversations about it. Where is this painting? And it's in one of my favorite places, Highway 17 from Chama to Antonito. And I drive it every fall. And so I like to share why I painted this and why I like the spot. I also like to tell people kind of what it means to me and the road going off. It's this open space. The sky I left an open with just a change in color. I'll tell that to people and listen to their responses. So another thing I like about being on the studio tour is finding my paintings, giving them their forever home, and seeing them walk out the door. I believe that everybody should have an original piece of work in their house. And so I price my things just above cost so that I can get rid of them and paint more, and people can enjoy something rough and made from my soul. So some people become collectors and buy a bunch of paintings, but a painting can, just one painting can change somebody's life or change their house. One thing, how that happens with changing your house, think about most houses are all white walls, but you put something like this in a house and just the color will set off the rest of your room. The color of the couch will vibrate differently being near this. Art can also affect you within yourself. I had one of my customers who was very, very ill and confined to her bed, and she had one of my paintings on the wall at the foot of her bed, and she said, I get oxygen from it, I draw oxygen. Well, she wasn't getting air, she was getting something spiritual from looking at that painting with the freedom. It was a painting of trees with the ocean and the sky behind, and that statement really affected me, and I'm still talking about it 30 years later. So there's a studio tour coming up, and I hope you come and see me and all my paintings and meet my dog.